Jethro, a veteran space explorer, discovers an ancient derelict station housing a cryogenic chamber with Ekko, a small alien girl with unimaginable powers. Awakened, Ekko's extraordinary abilities spark a perilous journey through the galaxy, facing pirates and the enigmatic Federation Galactica. Will their alliance unravel cosmic secrets or ignite ethical dilemmas that could reshape existence? If you want to dive into real stories of parallel realities every day, in enigmatic, technological worlds that are completely different from our planet, subscribe to our channel and leave your like. Well, let's go. The cosmos stretched endlessly, a vast tapestry of stars and nebulas, shrouded in a profound silence that seemed almost sacred. It was within this expansive void that the veteran explorer Jethro guided his spacecraft, the Wanderer. Jethro, a hardened spacefarer with grizzled features and deep-set eyes that held countless stories, was no stranger to the mysteries of the galaxy. His weathered face bore the marks of years spent navigating treacherous frontiers and uncharted territories. The Wanderer had seen better days. Its hull bore the scars of past skirmishes, and its systems carried the weight of time. Yet, it was a vessel of resilience, much like its captain. Jethro steered the craft with practiced ease, heading towards a derelict space station, a forgotten relic lost to the annals of time. The station loomed ahead, an eerie silhouette against the backdrop of distant stars. Its structure was a patchwork of rusted metal and long-abandoned technology, giving it an almost ghostly presence. As Jethro navigated his way through the labyrinthine corridors, the atmosphere grew increasingly oppressive, filled with shadows that whispered of secrets long buried. Desolation permeated the station. Each step Jethro took reverberated through the empty halls, breaking the silence that had settled over the place like a shroud. Dust motes floated lazily in the dim, flickering light of his handheld lantern, casting eerie patterns on the walls. Despite the station's apparent abandonment, a sense of anticipation hung in the air, as though it were waiting for something, or someone. Jethro's path led him deeper into the heart of the station, where the ancient machinery clicked and whirred faintly, the vestiges of a once vibrant outpost now reduced to feeble echoes. It was then, in the deepest recesses of the station, that he stumbled upon a room hidden beneath layers of forgotten history. The room was dimly lit, its sparse furnishings covered in layers of dust. In the center stood a cryogenic chamber, a relic from a bygone era, its technology an arcane fusion of organic design and advanced mechanics. Jethro's breath caught as his gaze fell upon the chamber's occupant. Inside the glass confines of the cryogenic chamber lay a small figure, an alien girl no older than 10. Her name, etched onto a brass plaque, read, Ekko. Her skin was a pale blue, luminescent in the dim light, and intricate patterns of bioluminescence traced delicate lines across her body. Long, silvery hair framed her face, and her eyes, even in suspended animation, seemed to hold a deep, otherworldly wisdom. Jethro felt an unexplainable compulsion to awaken her, an urge that transcended rational thought. He moved with deliberate care, his fingers deftly interacting with the complex controls of the chamber. As the mechanisms whirred to life, the room seemed to vibrate with a newfound energy, a sense of awakening that mirrored the stirring of the figure within. With a soft hiss, the cryogenic chamber released its hold on Ekko. The glass lid lifted, and she drew in her first breath in what must have been centuries. Her eyes fluttered open, revealing irises that shimmered like distant galaxies. She looked at Jethro with an intensity that belied her youthful appearance, as though she could see into the very depths of his soul. As she awakened fully, Jethro noticed a subtle shift in the atmosphere. The air crackled with a palpable energy, a testament to Ekko's latent powers. The room seemed to respond to her presence, the once dormant machinery flickering to life, casting a soft, ethereal glow. Despite her fragile appearance, There was an undeniable aura of power that surrounded her. Jethro's mind raced with questions. Who was this girl? What secrets did she hold? Why was she here, alone in this forsaken place? Yet, for all his curiosity, he sensed that their meeting was not mere chance. It was a convergence of destinies, a pivotal moment in the tapestry of the cosmos. Ekko's eyes never wavered from Jethro's face, a mixture of curiosity and recognition flickering within them. Slowly, she extended a slender hand towards him, her movements deliberate and graceful. There was an unspoken understanding between them, a connection that transcended the barriers of language and species. As Jethro grasped her hand, a surge of energy coursed through him, a sensation both exhilarating and unsettling. It was as though he had tapped into a wellspring of untapped potential, a force that defied comprehension. In that moment, he knew that their journey together would be anything but ordinary. With Ekko now a part of his life, Jethro felt a newfound sense of purpose. The mysteries of the derelict station paled in comparison to the enigma of the girl before him. Together, they embarked on a journey that would unravel the very fabric of the galaxy, a cosmic epic that would test the limits of their resolve and forge unbreakable bonds. As the Wanderer departed from the station, the stars beckoned them towards uncharted horizons, where adventure and peril awaited in equal measure. The galaxy held its breath, for the awakening of Ekko marked the beginning of an extraordinary odyssey, one that would shape the fate of countless worlds. Stay with us until the end, and discover how this magnificent and epic journey will unfold. In the vast emptiness of space, the spacecraft known as the Wanderer floated like a solitary beacon amidst the cosmic sea. Inside its metallic hull, Jethro worked fervently to understand and safeguard Ekko, the young alien girl he had recently awakened from her cryogenic slumber. Her very existence seemed to defy the laws of nature, and her extraordinary abilities hinted at a power that could tip the balance of interstellar politics. Already, Jethro found himself wrestling with the weight of unforeseen challenges that accompanied their newfound partnership. Ekko's presence brought a palpable tension to the Wanderer. It wasn't just her physical appearance that set her apart, the iridescent skin that shimmered under artificial lighting, the luminous eyes that seemed to see through dimensions, the intricate markings on her arms that glowed softly when she used her powers. But it was her abilities that truly left Jethro in perpetual awe and anxiety. Telekinesis was merely the beginning. Her repertoire expanded to telepathy and energy manipulation, each manifesting with more intensity as days passed. The interior of the Wanderer had transformed into a training ground for Ekko's burgeoning abilities. Jethro, though a seasoned explorer with a wealth of knowledge about spacefaring and survival, was entirely out of his depth when it came to teaching an alien child how to master godlike powers. Holographic dummies, makeshift targets, and containment barriers were the order of the day, each designed to withstand the growing magnitude of Ekko's prowess. Yet, each session birthed new concerns as her powers evolved unpredictably, often with explosive outbursts that left more than one part of the ship in disrepair. The first encounter with space pirates shattered the illusion of their isolation. These were no ordinary marauders. They were a relentless hive of predators, seasoned in the art of ambush and deceit. Their starships, sleek and predatory, surrounded the Wanderer, like wolves encircling their prey. Jethro's heart pounded as he initiated evasive maneuvers, his fingers dancing over the control panel with the precision of an artist painting his masterpiece. Ekko's telepathy picked up fragments of their malicious intent. With a strained whisper, she communicated to Jethro the pirates' plans. They sought to capture her, exploit her powers, and sell her to the highest bidder among the galaxy's most unscrupulous factions. The cold, calculating greed in their thoughts was a stark contrast to the warmth and familial bond Jethro had begun to form with Ekko. It was then that Jethro realized the terrifying truth about the universe's perception of Ekko. She wasn't merely a child, she was a commodity, a weapon coveted by those with power and means. With urgency, Jethro engaged the Wanderer's defense mechanisms. The ship lurched and swayed as it maneuvered through the pirate fleet, pulse cannons blazing and energy shields flickering under the onslaught. Ekko, sensing the growing peril, extended her telekinetic powers to aid in their defense. It was a sight both magnificent and terrifying. Debris from the surrounding battlefield levitated, twisting and spiraling under her command, forming makeshift barriers and projectiles that hurled back at their attackers. As the battle raged on, the cockpit of the Wanderer became a frenzy of warning lights and urgent alarms. Jethro's tactical mind raced, calculating each move and counter-move. His focus was twofold: evading the pirates and protecting Ekko. However, the pirates' coordinated strikes were relentless, and the overwhelming firepower began to take its toll on the ship's systems. The situation grew dire as one of the enemy's boarding shuttles managed to latch onto the Wanderer's hull. In the confined corridors of the ship, the battle turned personal. Jethro, armed with his blaster, took up a defensive position, his years of combat training surfacing with lethal efficiency. Ekko's powers flared, creating barriers and psychic strikes that disoriented and repelled the intruders. It was clear these pirates were seasoned warriors, their physical prowess and tactical training evident in every movement. Yet, they were unprepared for the full extent of Ekko's capabilities. One pirate, a towering brute with cybernetic enhancements, was particularly tenacious. His left arm, a mass of steel and circuits, swung with the force to crush bone. He was the leader, the one whose mind Ekko couldn't fully penetrate, shrouded in layers of mental fortification. Jethro faced him head-on, blaster bolts deflecting off steel-plated armor, whilst Ekko tried desperately to break through his mental defenses. The climax of their confrontation was both brutal and revelatory. As the pirate leader cornered Jethro, Ekko tapped into a deeper well of power, one that sent a surge of energy crackling through the air. The pirate faltered, his augmented systems short-circuiting under the psychic onslaught. With one final, desperate push, Ekko unleashed a wave of telekinetic force, sending the pirate crashing against the bulkhead, immobilized but alive. The remaining pirates, seeing their leader incapacitated, retreated in disarray. Jethro and Ekko stood amidst the aftermath, the silence deafening after the cacophony of battle. Both were bruised and exhausted, the weight of their situation pressing heavily upon them. The ship's systems were damaged but functional, a testament to the Wanderer's resilience. The encounter left more questions than answers. Who had tipped off the pirates about Ekko? How deep did the conspiracy surrounding her powers run? And most pressing, what were the Federation Galactica's true intentions? The mere mention of their name brought a chill to Jethro's spine. The Federation was a sprawling, enigmatic entity, its motives often cloaked in layers of bureaucracy and secrecy. Their pursuit of Ekko could mean a number of things, none of which boded well for either of them. In the days following the battle, Jethro and Ekko worked tirelessly to repair the damage to the Wanderer. Each patch and fix served as a means of regaining control, of asserting their defiance against a universe that seemed intent on tearing them apart. Yet, amidst the grind of repairs, Jethro couldn't ignore the growing bond between him and Ekko. She was not just a responsibility, she was becoming family. Her trust in him, despite the fear and uncertainty, was a beacon of hope. Simultaneously, the ethical dilemmas became ever more apparent. Jethro grappled with the morality of wielding such power. Was it right to nurture these abilities in Ekko, knowing the potential for devastation? And yet, suppressing her powers seemed equally unethical, stifling her very essence and potential. The galaxy's dark history of exploitation and conquest loomed large, a reminder of the stakes at hand. The frigid dark of the cosmos had become a familiar cloak for Jethro, but never had it seemed as suffocating as now. The Wanderer, his trusted spacecraft, glided through the void with an eerie stillness. Yet within its cold metallic walls, a pulse of life and destiny beat wildly. Ekko sat in deep concentration, her glowing eyes closed, weaving the threads of her newly discovered powers with the focused guidance of Zeke, a former Federation agent with a grizzled countenance of a man who had seen too much. Zeke's defection from the Federation Galactica was recent, but the scars of his fractured loyalty were older. With his disheveled silver hair and battle-hardened demeanor, Zeke now found a peculiar peace in aiding the enigmatic child, Ekko. The revelation of Ekko's Quazer heritage, a race thought to be extinct, their legends whispered among the stars, had reshaped their mission, infusing it with urgency and purpose. The last princess of the Quazer was known to carry within her the unspoken potential of 1,000 suns, and unlocking that potential became their joint quest. The Quazers, ancient as the cosmos itself, possessed technology and mystic wisdom that transcended even the most advanced civilizations. Ekko's memories, although fragmented and ethereal, held glimpses of this knowledge, fragments of a vast, beautiful puzzle lost to time. Jethro often observed her during these moments, the colors in her eyes shifting and swirling like nebulae, leaving him with an indescribable sense of both awe and trepidation. The relics they sought were not merely trinkets of an ancient past. They were conduits that could amplify Ekko's abilities and fully unveil her legacy, each artifact a piece of a grand cosmic mosaic. Their first destination was the planet Tylanthea, renowned for its mineral-rich landscapes and guarded secrets. The atmosphere was thick with vapor, casting the surface in an enigmatic, dreamlike haze. Indigenous flora glowed subtly, whispering secrets of eons gone by. Here, the remnants of an ancient Quazer temple lay buried beneath volcanic rock and ash, hidden but not forgotten by the planet's lorekeepers, the Telshar, a race of tall, slender beings with translucent skin and elongated limbs who moved with an almost ethereal grace. Upon landing, Zeke, Jethro, and Ekko were received by a delegation of Telshar, their leader, Viralis, stepping forward. The Telshar were known for their neutrality and wisdom, making them both valued allies and cautious custodians of history. Viralis embodied this philosophy. Her eyes, a kaleidoscope of swirling hues, assessed the newcomers with a mixture of curiosity and profound understanding. With her intricate headdress and flowing robes adorned with luminescent glyphs, Viralis exuded an aura of serene authority. Viralis led the trio through Tylanthea's dense jungles, where the foliage seemed to pulse with life. They arrived at the temple ruins, a sprawling complex half buried and encrusted with moss and lichen, its vastness hinting at the architectural brilliance of the Quazer. Stone carvings depicted celestial events, cosmic beings, and intricate geometries beyond human comprehension. As Ekko moved among the relics, a resonance ignited within her, her eyes glowing brighter in response to the latent energies. The crux of their quest revealed itself through an ancient obelisk inscribed with symbols, an encoded message in the Quazer language. Ekko's touch activated it, causing a holographic display to emerge. Images and words formed, coalescing into a map pointing towards a series of hidden chambers beneath the ruins. These chambers held artifacts imbued with the essence of Quazer power, keys to awakening Ekko's potential. As they descended, they encountered obstacles designed to challenge intruders, mechanical guardians infused with both futuristic technology and ancient mystique, traps woven with energy fields and illusion. Zeke's expertise and Jethro's intuition, combined with Ekko's growing powers, allowed them to navigate these perils. The deeper they ventured, the more palpable the energy became, a hum of anticipation in the air as Ekko's presence seemed to resonate with the temple itself. The trio reached a sanctum, a chamber bathed in a soft, otherworldly light that emanated from a central pedestal holding a crystal sphere. The sphere pulsed in response to Ekko's approach, illuminating the chamber's walls with a spectrum of colors. Ekko's touch sent a wave of energy through her and the relic, connecting her mind to the ancient knowledge stored within. Images flashed through her consciousness, a vast library of Quazer history, their rise and fall, their hopes for the future. Back on the Wanderer, Ekko's newfound insights added layers to their journey. The encounters with artifacts revealed a hidden history. The Quazers were not merely advanced. They held the destiny of the galaxy in their hands. Their technology had the power to heal or destroy on a cosmic scale. Such a legacy was perilous, especially with the Federation Galactica pursuing them relentlessly, driven by motives both opaque and shadowy. Zeke's defection and knowledge offered a strategic advantage, yet it was Ekko's evolving strength that provided a glimmer of hope amidst the encroaching darkness. Their next destination materialized through the visions given by the temple. The planet Narration, long forgotten by most civilizations, lay at the fringes of the galactic map. Known as the Graveyard of Stars, it was rumored to be a nexus of Quazer energies. Yet its desolation and mysterious disappearance from charts hinted at a deeper enigma. The environment was hostile. Volcanic activity spewed toxic gases into the atmosphere, while gravitational anomalies made navigation perilous. Narewan's surface, marked by immense craters and towering, needle-like formations, suggested cataclysmic events in its past. Navigating to the planet required skill and tenacity. As they delved into Narewan's treacherous terrains, they were met with signs of prior Quazer settlements now reduced to ghostly remnants. The weight of loss and ancient tragedy hung heavily, surrounded by shadows of what once was. Ekko's power flickered as if responding to the latent energies coursing through Narewan's core, guiding them toward another hidden relic. Deep within a cavern suffused with bioluminescent growth, they discovered another artifact, an intricately crafted gauntlet pulsating with energy. When Ekko donned it, her powers surged, weaving complex patterns of light and force around her. She could manipulate matter on a molecular level, creating and deconstructing objects at will. This newfound control was a double-edged sword, enhancing her abilities but also intensifying the gaze of those who sought to use her for their ends. Questions of morality and power came into sharp focus. Jethro wondered about the responsibility of wielding such immense power. The cosmos stretched infinitely in all directions, a tapestry of light and shadow where countless civilizations played out their destinies. The Wanderer had come to a momentous juncture, a crossroads that would define not only its crew but the fate of the galaxy itself. As Jethro, Ekko, and Zeke navigated through the shattered remnants of the ancient Quazer system, they found themselves pushed to the brink by the ceaseless threat of cosmic pirates. These marauders were no longer simple brigands. They had evolved, united under the iron fist of Captain Vargan, a tactician whose ruthlessness was matched only by his ambition. He desired Ekko, not just for the latent potential she represented, but for the Quazer technology she guarded. The pirates' fleet, a menacing array of jagged ships outfitted with scavenged and stolen technology, had trailed the Wanderer through hyperspace, waiting for the perfect ambush. The setting for what would come to be known as the Battle of the Lost Stars was a gargantuan derelict station, once a hub of Quazer innovation. Now, it drifted lifeless, its gravitational pull creating a graveyard of ancient vessels and forgotten artifice. It was here that Vargan aimed to capture not only Ekko but also harness the remnants of her people's great power for his own designs. As the struggle commenced, the void was filled with the thunderous roar of laser fire and shrapnel from exploding ships. The Wanderer twisted and turned with the agility of a hunted animal, narrowly evading destruction in the chaotic fray. Inside, Ekko stood at the epicenter of a psychic maelstrom, her eyes glowing with unearthly light as she channeled her powers to protect Jethro and Zeke. Ekko's abilities had grown significantly since their first encounter with the pirates. Her telekinetic force fields flickered and expanded, deflecting incoming missiles and stray energy bolts. Not only did she repel the assaults with ferocity, but she also countered with devastating precision, turning enemy ships into nothing but glowing debris dissipating into the void. Amidst the flashing lights and earth-shaking tremors of the ongoing battle, the trio inside the Wanderer communicated through quick nods and sharp glances, their bond now beyond the need for words. Zeke manned the ship's defenses with a mechanical precision, allowing his hacking prowess to deploy countermeasures against the pirate fleet's sophisticated tech. Jethro navigated through the labyrinthine wreckage of the old Quazer outpost, utilizing every ounce of his veteran experience to keep them one step ahead. Despite their overwhelming odds, a glimmer of hope remained. Their understanding of Quazer relics had granted them access to hidden caches and powerful artifacts capable of turning the tide. With one well-timed maneuver, Jethro directed the Wanderer to a dormant solar cannon, its colossal structure embedded within an asteroid. Harnessing his knowledge of ancient Quazer technology, Zeke reactivated the cannon just as enemy ships closed in, oblivious to the impending doom. The cannon, awakening from its millennia-long slumber, erupted in a burst of blinding plasma, obliterating half of Vargan's fleet and scattering the rest like leaves in a storm. Ekko unleashed a final, desperate surge of her evolving abilities, creating a dimensional rift that swallowed the remnants of the pirate armada, banishing them to the farthest reaches of space. The immediate threat had been vanquished, but this act would not go unnoticed. The universe had felt Ekko's burgeoning power, an alarm bell for both potential allies and enemies. In the aftermath of the battle, as the silence of the void descended once more, the Wanderer drifted amidst the wreckage. The trio knew that the conflict had only just begun. Ekko's unrestrained display of power was sure to draw the attention of the Federation Galactica and nomadic star tribes who roamed the galaxy seeking purpose. Among the scattered debris, Jethro and his companions felt an uneasy calm. The derelict station had become a grave marker for their victory, but its haunted past whispered of battles yet to come. As they made repairs to the Wanderer, the deep space radio crackled to life with encrypted transmissions, foreshadowing the gathering shadow of the Federation's forces. The ethical implications of Ekko's powers became a glaring concern. The crew was now the custodian of a being whose abilities could either herald a new age or bring unparalleled ruin. How to use such power responsibly? The weight of that question hung over Jethro as he plotted the course for their next move. Decisions made in the heat of conflict could have far-reaching consequences, not just for them but for the countless lives across the galaxy. With limited resources, the dynamic within the Wanderer shifted. Zeke, once a loner, became the analytical mind probing the ethical boundaries of their actions, constantly surveilling potential threats while calculating risk and reward. Jethro remained the steadfast leader, his rugged practicality balancing Zeke's moral quandaries. Ekko, though young, had begun showing an overwhelming sense of the burden her power imposed, signaling a depth of emotional intelligence far beyond her years. The derelict station, once seen as a haunted void, now held profound lessons. Its silent halls had watched civilizations rise and fall, much like the current turbulence threatening the galaxy. Jethro couldn't shake the feeling that they were on the cusp of repeating history, of becoming legends in their own right, whether for good or ill. As they ventured deeper into the cosmos, the line between protector and pursuer would blur even further with each passing moment. Every hyperspace jump brought them closer to new allies or deadlier enemies. The fate of the galaxy now hinged on Ekko and the choices made by Jethro and his loyal crew. The Battle of the Lost Stars wasn't just a confrontation, but a turning point. It was a test of their resilience, an expo of their vulnerabilities, and a crystallization of their unity. The galaxy now knew of Ekko, the last princess of the Quazer, guarded by a ragtag crew willing to defy cosmic adversaries to protect her. This burgeoning legend would keep friends vigilant and enemies desperate. Yet, the journey was far from over. Signs of more battles loomed on the horizon, coded messages hinting at unfolding sinister plots. Uncharted territories beckoned, promising either sanctuary or doom. Trust would become a rare commodity, and alliances would be forged in the crucible of necessity. The Wanderer roved forward, its crew united and vigilant, knowing that their actions could either ignite a beacon of hope or signal the coming of an inevitable darkness. The cosmic stage was set, and as the scattered stars shimmered in the vast void, one thing became certain. The true battle for peace had only just begun. In a universe teetering on the edge of chaos, the establishment of the neutral zone marked an unprecedented moment. Jethro, Ekko, and Zeke had forged this sanctuary from the flames of numerous battles and diplomatic endeavors. Situated in the cosmic nexus where the most vibrant constellations converged, this enclave became a glittering jewel amid the darkness of space. It was an arena where enemies turned allies, setting aside centuries of hostility under the shimmering skies of distant star systems. The neutral zone was an architectural marvel, an intricate blend of Quazer technology and human ingenuity. Hovering spires, connected by luminescent bridges and interspersed with floating gardens, created a haven where the wonders of the galaxy coalesced. The air was filled with a subtle hum, an undercurrent of energy bound to the ancient relics now repurposed for peace. The colors of the nebulae, a swirl of purples, blues, and golds, painted the environment with an ethereal light, adding an otherworldly beauty to the neutral zone's physical manifestation. Amidst this celestial paradise, ambassadors from various factions convened. The Galactic Federation, once looming in the shadows, now sat in an open forum with ancient star tribes and nomadic clans. The tension, though pervasive, was tempered by a shared desire for a new beginning. This ambitious project demanded more than just diplomatic overtures. It required an unwavering belief in unity. Ekko, her aura radiating a serene yet formidable glow, stood as the linchpin to this endeavor. Her abilities, now channeled with precision and grace, functioned as both shield and bridge. Every interaction within the neutral zone was loaded with significance. A simple exchange of greetings between a Federation officer and a tribal chieftain became a symbol of hope. Cultural artifacts and technologies were openly shared, fostering an environment of mutual admiration and respect. The symmetrical gardens, filled with flora from across the galaxy, became gathering spots for quiet contemplation and strategy meetings alike. Amidst this was a grand hall, where the most vital discussions about the galaxy's future took place. The walls were adorned with holographic depictions of the stars, echoing the cosmos' expanse and reminding everyone of their shared destiny. The neutral zone's formation was not without its perils. Sabotage attempts by factions resistant to change were frequent. Shadowy figures, cloaked in anonymity, sought to unearth vulnerabilities and exploit the truce's fragile nature. Security measures, incorporating advanced surveillance and telepathic screenings, were stringent. Yet, these incidents only strengthened the resolve of those committed to this cause. Ekko's influence in these turbulent times was profound. Her Quazer heritage endowed her with a presence that commanded both fear and reverence. She moved among the delegates like a beacon, her very existence a testament to possibilities beyond their imaginations. Her visions, often cryptic but unmistakably powerful, provided guidance, foretelling converging paths and hidden threats. Jethro and Zeke, ever vigilant, operated as her protectors and confidants, their loyalty unwavering amid the maelstrom. One such vision directed them to an ancient ruin on the outskirts of Quazer space. This site, shrouded in myths of lost knowledge, promised a deeper understanding of Ekko's capabilities. The journey was fraught with danger, as factions opposed to the neutral zone sent operatives to trail them. Through astute navigation and the strategic use of Ekko's powers, they evaded their pursuers and unearthed the ruins' ancient mechanisms. These relics, quivering with pent-up energy, divulged yet another layer of Quazer wisdom, empowering Ekko further and solidifying the zone's defenses. Back at the neutral zone, the air of cautious optimism began to crystallize into enduring cooperation. Projects sprang forth, integrating biological advancements from the Quazer with the strategic acumen of human technology. The result was a resurgence of innovation, unseen since the height of Quazer civilization. As shared ventures began to bear fruit, mutual skepticism waned, replaced by a burgeoning camaraderie. Ekko's most extraordinary role involved interpreting the harmonies of the stars, cosmic symphonies that transcended verbal language. She could align the hearts of disparate beings by tuning them to these universal frequencies. A notable instance occurred during a critical negotiation, where stalemate threatened to collapse the fragile alliance. Summoning the cosmic harmonies, Ekko created a soundscape that resonated through the grand hall. The discord dissolved, and for a moment, shared silence spoke volumes, uniting delegates in a common rhythm. This transcendence wasn't merely felt, it was seen. Luminescent trails of stardust outlined ephemeral figures in the air, replaying the stars' ancient dances. These visions reinforced the interconnectedness of all factions, leaving an indelible impact on their collective psyche. Occasionally, Jethro would wander the neutral zone's serene quarters, reflecting on the journey that had unfolded. From his humble beginnings as a lone spacefarer to becoming a pivotal figure in the galaxy's reformation, his evolution mirrored the greater transformation occurring around him. The friendship and trust developed with Ekko and Zeke had fortified his spirit, igniting a purpose he hadn't known he sought. Their adventure was far from over. Whispers of unrest lingered at the galaxy's fringes, and enigmas of Ekko's full potential remained unsolved. Yet, the establishment of the neutral zone had illuminated a path forward, creating a space where the miracles of science fiction could intertwine with the profound truths of existence. As the chapter of this extraordinary saga drew to a close, there hovered an air of anticipation. The neutral zone represented a new dawn, a testament that empathy and cooperation could indeed carve out a sanctuary amidst the stars' vast expanse. Though challenges would persist, the groundwork for a golden age had been laid, nurtured by the strength of shared dreams and unwavering resolve. Ekko, Jethro, and Zeke stood at the edge of the grand hall, gazing into the infinite cosmos beyond. The mysteries of ancient civilizations and the audacity of new alliances danced in their minds. The galaxy had inched closer to unity, guided by the beacon of one small spark, Ekko. And as they looked out into the shimmering void, the unspoken question resounded. What other wonders and challenges awaited them in the boundless expanse of the future? For now, there was harmony, a fleeting but precious gift, a testament to their endeavor. The journey would continue, but in this moment of tranquility, they basked in the serene glow of newfound unity, a beacon that dispelled the darkness, charting the way through the cosmos. The story, with all its mystery, adventure, and monumental stakes, left the galaxy poised at the brink of a new era, awaiting the next chapter in their epic odyssey. If you liked this story based on real events, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like it. Here you can dive into a different reality every day, where anything can happen. Comment below what kind of story you would like to hear here. Thank you very much for your attention. We are the Sci-Fi family.